Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to your advice video for January. This is a really fun topic to me. I'm kind of nerdy. As you know, I have a behavioral neuroscience degree, so I'm a science nerd, and things like this are just so fascinating to me. And actually, this concept that I'm going to talk about today is something that I've been using in my own meditations and in my own life for a while. So I hope that you'll find it interesting and helpful to you as well. So today we're going to talk about something called the Schumann resonance. If you've never heard about it, it's basically the frequency of the Earth. Schumann resonances are a set of spectrum peaks that exist in the extremely low frequency portion of the Earth's electromagnetic field spectrum. They are global electromagnetic resonances generated and excited by lightning discharges in the cavity between the Earth's surface and the ionosphere. So basically what that means is that the Earth exists in a cavity, and that cavity creates a tone. It's a sub-audio tone, so it's not something that you can readily hear, but it is something that is perceived by everyone and by all of nature. It is the sound, the frequency that all of animals, all of nature, all of humanity is bathed in. So if you've ever had a cup or a bottle and you've had it filled a little bit with water and you kind of blow at the top and it makes a sound, that tone is from the cavity inside the bottle. So the Earth's frequency tone works very similar. So the reason that the Earth's tone is called the Schumann resonance is because the scientist, the mathematician that proved the actual number, the actual cycles per second of the sound in the 50s was named Schumann. He found that the Earth's frequency exists at 7.83 cycles per second, or hertz. So as you guys know, you have probably always found that when you go into nature or you go to natural places, you naturally feel more relaxed. You feel at ease, you feel calm. People say they feel like they can breathe. And when you're in big cities, sometimes you tend to feel a little cramped and like you're going, right? We see this phenomenon all the time. In general, even when people are like born in a city, they tend to be more, we call them type A, right? They're always busy, they're always moving. And when people are from the country or from a place that's a bit more relaxed and connected to nature, they're much calmer, things move slower, right? So the scientific reason for this is that we have different states of brainwave activity. So in the beta state of activity, the highest state of your brainwave activity, which is about 14 hertz of activity and higher, you're in that state where you're busy, you're doing things are happening. Beneath that, you have the alpha state of activity, which is basically a little bit calmer than beta state, but it is between 7.5 to about 14 hertz, somewhere in there. And at this range, you're kind of in like a relaxed focus. So maybe if you're watching a movie, you might be in alpha state. Beneath that, we have theta state. This is a much calmer state of mind. It's from about 3 or 4 hertz to about 7.5 hertz. And in this state, you might have stages of meditation, you have some light stages of sleep, things like that. So this Earth's frequency, the Schumann resonance at 7.83, it exists somewhere between the alpha and the theta states of brainwave activity. So it's really interesting that the Earth's natural frequency and tonal sound adjusts your brainwaves and makes them work at a frequency that is calm, right? It's not in that beta frequency, our natural tone, our natural state. Our natural state exists somewhere in the balance between alpha and theta, a calm, relaxed place to be, right? So what's really cool is that I recently was saying so much about how I felt like I was being pulled from LA and I was done there for now and I really needed to reconnect with nature. And so I already knew the scientific reason for that, but I thought it'd be a really cool thing for you guys to understand why I felt that way and why you probably often feel that way, that after a long time of going, you want to go somewhere calm and relax and recharge in areas that are very natural and uninhibited and uninhabited. Uninhabited? Yes. You can have much more access to feeling this resonance and this frequency and letting this frequency affect your brainwaves and therefore calm your body, right? So in big cities or in places that are overdeveloped, we tend to lose connection to this frequency because we have big buildings, there's lots of radio waves, all kinds of things that are blocking and inhibiting our connection to this Schumann resonance. So what happens if you're in a big city and you really want to connect to this frequency? Or what happens if you're just having trouble, connecting to this frequency in general? There's a really cool thing that I've been using for quite some time that you may have heard of that's called binaural sound therapy. So binaural sound therapy uses binaural beats to affect your brain waves and therefore change your body's state of being. So these binaural beats work by the understanding that when we perceive a tone, we're going to perceive two different tones. One tone is going to enter the right ear and one is going to enter the left ear. And even though these tones are going to be a little bit different in their frequency, we're not going to be able to perceive that. We're going to kind of perceive the sounds as one tone. So the frequency of the binaural beat is based on the difference in the hertz of the sound frequency that's entering your ears. So for example, if I have a 210 hertz frequency entering my right ear and a 200 entering my left, the frequency of the binaural beat would be 10 hertz, right? And we know 10 hertz frequencies put us in an alpha state. So if you were in beta state, alpha state would make you calmer. If you were in theta state, alpha state music or binaural beats would light you up and get you a bit more excited and arouse you from theta state. So you can use binaural beats therapy for pretty much anything you want. You can use them to calm you down, to help you enter deep states of sleep, to incite some types of healing, or you can use them to get you to higher states of arousal, focus, and concentration, depending on the hertz or the frequency of the binaural beats that you select, right? So I think that that's so cool. I often use binaural beats when I want to get into deeper states of meditation. I don't usually use them for frequency updates, only because I'm already type A and I was born in a city. So I tend to be more go than stop, and therefore I usually need more time to calm down than to get going. So, but if you do find that you're sluggish in the morning, it could be a really cool thing to turn on binaural beats at a frequency that'll take you out of theta state or alpha state even and put you in a low frequency beta state. We don't want to go to like the higher edges of beta state because that is where anxiety and stress tend to live, so we don't want that. But it actually is really interesting that if you are finding anxiety and stress to be affecting you, that you could be experiencing beta waves that are over a certain frequency and in that anxiety range. So therefore, playing binaural beats that have frequencies in alpha or theta state could really help to calm you and take you out of states of panic. I personally feel they work beautifully for me. They help me get from a meditative state into a much deeper meditative state, and that to me shows that they work, that they can affect your brain waves and therefore your state of being and consciousness, and to me that's amazing. So there are actually binaural beats that are available to you. Literally a quick Google search on YouTube right now, if you search binaural beats Schumann resonance, you'll actually find a whole entire catalog of binaural beats that are available to you for free that are programmed at 7.83 hertz at the Schumann resonance frequency. So you can actually connect directly to that frequency by listening to these beats. So I think that's super cool. So most of the time, using this type of technology and this type of therapy is completely safe. Please keep in mind that it is still an ongoing, field of research. It's not something that everyone agrees on. It's something that I know about and that works for me and that I've heard work for many people as an alternative type of therapy. That said, it's very often a safe and enjoyable experience for everyone, so it's worth a shot. However, if you do have issues with seizures, if you have heart trouble and have a pacemaker, if you are pregnant, if you're a young child, these things are not for you. Yeah, binaural beats do affect your brain waves and therefore they can be dangerous to people who have those kinds of conditions, and also to people who have psychological conditions like schizophrenia. We want to be really careful and not use binaural beat therapy. So it's always a good idea before you take on any kind of therapy or any kind of, take on anything, to consult a physician and make sure that with your personal health and your personal restrictions that this will work for you. But if you are healthy and well and you're just interested in the feeling and the way you can use this to enhance your states of consciousness, then this is an amazing thing, and it's something that I love and use all the time. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope that this maybe makes you guys a little bit more clear and understanding about the literal scientific reason that you can go to nature to unplug, because you can tune in naturally to this inaudible frequency, this inaudible vibration. And this vibration is our natural state of being. It is the way that we interact with the planet, with nature, with plants, with Every single thing that exists on this planet is naturally bathed in this frequency. It's only when we erect large buildings or we inhibit this frequency that we lose contact with it. Which is why I'm always saying, get outside, disconnect, because you don't need binaural beats, you can naturally connect to it. But if you are at home and you want to try binaural beats, I think they're such a cool thing to use. They can help you move between any state of consciousness, any state of brainwave activity, and that to me is really, really dope. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope that you guys will use this and give it a try and tell me about your thoughts and experience. Tell me, do you feel better in nature, or do you really love your life in the big city? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll be back real soon with another video.